Unleash the power of your shoulders. Join us in this exhilarating workout adventure designed to sculpt, strengthen, and enhance the mobility of your shoulders. Say goodbye to stiffness and hello to a new level of functional fitness. Get ready to elevate your shoulder game and embrace a more resilient, agile you. Let's embark on this transformative journey together. It's time to redefine your upper body strength and mobility.
Hello everybody, welcome back to vlog day 6, and I mean 10. Don't know why that's what number we were on, but we were not. So today we're going to be working some shoulders, but we're adding a couple extra exercises besides the core and the rehab work to really help fill the shoulders and make for a nice full look and keep optimal health of the shoulders. I'm really dehydrated, so my mouth smacks. So I need to go get some water. I've not had enough today. Definitely behind on calories, but we're gonna make that up. So let's go ahead. Let's go drink some water real quick. Chug a whole bunch down. Get maybe anywhere from 10 to 16 fluid ounces down real quick. That way we can catch up just a little bit, and then we'll get right back into this. Back to you special people. Glad you're here. All right, so we got a little bit of water in. Now we got a lot of water in. I drank most of it. Just got a little bit left. Focus. There we go. Okay. So we drank a little bit of water. We just need to prep up for the workout. And then we need to get into it. I got a few new toys today to help us with this recording adventure. So I'm really excited about that. And so some of the edits might be a little choppy, but you're here anyway. So hang on with me. So we're back. We went ahead, ate a little bit more food, went out to eat. Probably up to 1,800 calories. Need to recheck my macros. There's a spider right on my ceiling. Wanna see? Let's get you turned around. Learning. Where are you? There he is. Disgusting. No. Let's get you back on me. That's why everybody's here is me. I'm extremely humble. Alright, let's stop. Don't do that. I don't want you on my face. It should be good. You're a little bit higher now. I'll have to readjust here in a minute. But we went ahead, we ate some food, feeling strong, feeling ready. Got some good lighting going on. So what we're gonna do is we're going to do a shoulder routine workout day thing. So I need to check my program. This is my first week going through it, so I don't remember everything that I had written down. Of course, I'm gonna have to put a lot of feedback on how it went, how it didn't go. But I know first up is a little bit of rehab and stretching. So usually I start with like 10 minutes of massaging, because if you'd like to see a video on this topic completely separate, let me know. But I used to get clicking and a little bit of pain in my shoulders, and now they're just fine. No clicking. No clicking. That wasn't clicking. That was my dog. So, see? No clicks. No. Yeah, I haven't done it in a while, but for the most part, no clicking in the shoulders. See, no clicks, but I don't know why I clicked it, but it's probably just where I had my arms angled. So we're gonna go ahead, do a little bit of rehab, stretching, stability work, and then we're gonna jump into the main part of the workout. So, yeah. Now, what we are going to do is we're gonna do a little bit of mobility work. We're gonna really work on the internal rotation of the shoulder, make sure that it's easily done. We also need to work on the external rotation. But first, I will start with the internal. Actually, just kidding. I'm not gonna start with the internal. I was just explaining what I was going to do with the bar because I was holding it. First, we're going to do a pec stretch. We're going to stretch the pec because that might help lead to rounded shoulders. We want to be able to avoid that. So we're going to go ahead, stretch deep, feel it in there. Hold this. Right now we're doing static stretches. We're not doing active or dynamic stretches. Right now we're just going through a nice static because I'm not going for anything heavy. I'm on a cut. I want a good range of motion. I want to do as much injury prevention as possible. And sometimes I'll go through and massage a whole group of muscles for about, I don't know, 30 minutes, about a minute at max on certain spots and certain areas on certain muscles. And I go through and I anatomically look for different muscle groups that I want to really target that feel extraordinarily tight, really focus on those and then really stretch them. So now that we got all that, next in stretch we're going to do this side. So with a pec stretch, you want to make sure that you bring the elbow up to shoulder height or about, and then you want to twist your body into it. Keep that arm positioned right behind to feel the stretch of the pec. Twist into a tolerable tightness. Make sure that you don't overdo it, but get it nice and tight. And then we're just going to hold on. We're just going to hold on here for a little bit. Naturally, it's 30 seconds to a minute, depending on what type of stretching that you're doing. And especially when you do isolated stretches, 30 seconds to a minute is very sufficient. Sometimes 2 to 3 sets of that is plenty. When you get into active or dynamic, you might do 5 to 10 sets of a few seconds. It's a whole different concept. But one thing I like to say when it comes to static stretching is you will naturally feel when the muscle relaxes. So if I sit here for 32 seconds, I'll probably feel it relax. Once I feel it relax, either depending on how good or bad the range of motion is, I'll turn in a little bit more, or if it's just completely relaxed, I'm just not feeling anymore, I'll just go ahead and stop and move on. After that, I like to get more shoulder stretch bias. English real hard. So we're going to grab onto the bar, we're going to twist like it's a pec stretch, but we're going to drop the shoulder right here and twist just a little bit. And you'll probably feel this in your bicep, or you'll feel this in your shoulder. If you're feeling it in your bicep, there's a couple reasons why, at least from experience. I'm not diagnosing, I'm not treating anything. Just from experience, is if you feel it in your bicep, is because you're tensing, you're pulling probably more lengthwise as you're stretching versus just focusing on the rotation and isolating how far the arm can move. So if you hold onto the bar and you rotate in and drop that shoulder, you should feel it on the anterior delt. And we want to make sure that my concept behind it, which there's a lot more targeted ways of doing it, I just like being well-rounded, is I just like to completely loosen everything and then completely tighten everything back up and make sure I do it nice and evenly. That way if I have any imbalances, it really doesn't matter specifically where they are, because if it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that, I'm just treating it all. So, and again, once you do this, you will know when it starts to relax. You will feel it begin to relax. So you just grab on, hold on, stretch it till you feel the stretch. Make sure it's not painful, but if it's a little uncomfortable, that's okay. And then you just go ahead. Just try to relax as you do it. And then it'll relax. And then you can move on to the next stretch, which I like to do a couple variations of stretches. I like to do, well, crossbody arm stretch is pretty much this variation, except there's a little bit more stretch to it. I grab onto a door frame, a pole, something sturdy, and something you can grab onto. And I like to grab head height or a little higher, just under, and twist out of it. I'll feel it a little bit on the side delt and in the rear delt. So this one, definitely the more higher you go, you'll target more of the rear delt fibers. However, I want to sound fine. Either way. So here, go ahead, hold in, breathe, try to relax. I can feel my teres major, teres minor. It's awesome. So we're just stretching, feeling it out, letting it relax. I can definitely tell that this side's been compensating pretty hard when it comes to certain movements, just because of angles and exercises and just overall not. Ooh, see, I felt good. You know, again, it's the small stuff that makes the biggest difference. So you're gonna go ahead and just kind of rest into it. And kind of how you're going. Let it stretch. Get the release. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe. It's very important. A lot of this stuff, except for the corrective exercise stuff and a few other stretches that I won't be doing right now, are really how I got my shoulder pain and clicking of my shoulders to completely go away. So, even though it clicked once earlier, out of all the times I did it, it got rid of it almost completely. 99.999%. It's not an accurate statistic, but it definitely, the rehab program that I went through and researched and, you know, experimented with made a massive difference. So now the next one is you grab low and then you twist and just kind of rest into it, pull into it. I'd have to say, if you do have issues with your shoulders, I wouldn't do any of this unless you talk to your doctor first. But this really gets the lateral delt going. You grab about rib height, somewhere around here, and once you grab within this area and then you twist out, you'll just feel that stretch. It feels amazing. And again, it's all about loosening everything back up and making sure everything's right. You know, you were just rebuilding the engine. Why? Because we heard some timing issues, some clicking. And so we're just building it up so it runs more efficiently. So this side's not as tight. Yeah, this side's not tight at all. Huh. Yeah, we're good. We're good. I'm not feeling it at all. Maybe, no, I'm not feeling it. If you don't feel the stretch, either you're doing it wrong or you need a little better cues. But most likely, if you're not feeling the stretch, it's okay just to not do the stretch. It'll be just fine. So, now that we've done that, we're going to do a little internal-external rotation with my handy-dandy pull-down bar. And my favorite one is, I like to shove it in one of the peg holes, and like the wall peg stretch, but down by the side, I kind of get that elbow close to my body, and then I just twist in, and just twist in. Just twist. Yeah. Something that I learned, I'm not facing you right now, I apologize. Let me face you, I'll face you. Sorry. Something that I learned from a good friend of mine who is also a wrestler is a lot of his mobility work to make sure that you can't get pinned or stuff isn't as painful, and you reduce the chance and likelihood of getting an injury, especially when someone's trying to lock you down, is doing stretches that are really uncomfortable and really oddball. Just outside the box stretches where if someone's going to put you in an arm bar or some other position that I can't think of right now, and they put you in that position, if you've already trained your joints to be very mobile, then they're not going to be able to pin you. They can crank and torque all they want, but they're going to reach the end of their range of motion before you do. And so I really, it was something that I hypothesized a long time prior, but it was something that was very sport specific for them. So it was very interesting, to say the least. So again, with this one, you're just twisting it. It's a lot like the shoulders, the anterior delt shoulder stretch. But the big difference is we're trying to keep that elbow tucked and internally rotated. We let this bar keep us out. So as we rotate outwards away from our arm, or however, I don't know how I've been saying. I think I've been saying out inward versus outward. This is external rotation. What we were doing, what we're going to do here in a little bit, is internal rotation. I was getting ahead of myself. Is we're just letting it open it up. Open it up. Keep that elbow a little low, and then externally rotate. Really practice going out here, which you could also technically just grab on and do this. Just keep that elbow low and tight, and then just twist out. You could also just do this, and really, it works about the same. I've just always done it like this. So, but you can do this. It's a lot easier if you don't have something to hold on to. I used to have a bamboo bow staff, and I used to use that. So now the next one, really like this one. We really work on that internal rotation. I'll turn around for you for the example. So we grab onto the bar just like this and bring it nice and tight. The higher it is, the tighter the stretch is going to be. Grab on and torque it. You're going to feel extreme amount of discomfort in your shoulder, and if you have any shoulder issues, don't do this. But this is something that has helped my shoulders tremendously, doing in micro amounts and slowly increasing the range of motion that I can do it, and my hand being higher. So with this one, I like my hand to be about a 90-degree angle on my elbow, and I just pull down with my upper hand till my shoulder feels tight. I hold on to it, I let it breathe, let it relax, and then once it releases and I can feel it relax, I go ahead and do the other side. And this has helped tremendously with my shoulder health, along with dead hangs, but we're not going to do dead hangs. So we're just going to crank it up and hold it in. And I felt that one relax. Shoulder mobility is one of those things that people just don't take very seriously. And you end up with tons amounts of shoulder pain, and sometimes it's not mobility. A lot of times it can be stability. So mobility and stability, it's a big factor in having pain and getting rid of pain. So if you don't have mobility, or you don't have stability, or you don't have either or both, you can end up with a lot of issues. But if you have both, the likelihood of you having issues is a lot smaller. Right side feels a lot tighter. All right. So now that everything's nice and open, like I said, I'm not going to do any rehab work today. Everything that I'm going to do is just going to kind of incorporate what I needed to, and I'm going to move past it. So now we're going to do a little bit of core work. I'm not going to clip that. I just need to get through it. It's nothing interesting. Just something I need to do. Except one of the core exercises, which I'll do a video on itself, all by itself eventually, is new to my routine, and I think it might help with a little bit of my rehab of sciatica. So stay tuned for that video. But I'll see you when I start exercising with the weights. Core is exercise. Didn't mean to offend you. We gotta do everything that we need to get ready and get started. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get started with some shoulder press. Now the key to a good shoulder press is tucking those elbows in just a little bit and trying to keep those hands right above the elbows so we're not leading with our hands or leading with our elbows. I can't remember which way it goes. I'm focusing. Alright, so with those, I don't know if I even did right. Really, this is the only way I have of seeing myself is in that tiny little mirror. Is you want to make sure that you do your best to keep your hand above your elbow, because once you do this, you're mostly targeting your tricep, and it becomes this weird press where yes, you're also working this, but this is gonna fatigue before this does. So keep this out here, but not out here because then you're working the bicep and you don't wanna work the bicep when you're trying to work your shoulder. So make sure hand is above the elbow. Once the hand is above the elbow, also, instead of out here to the side, tuck it in just a little bit. Keep your shoulder in a little bit more of a safe position, and you can push a lot more weight there too. You feel a little bit more stable. So whether or not people agree or disagree with slightly tucking the elbows in, it's worked for all my clients, it's worked for me, and there's a lot of other trainers that I talk to that they agree. It's just a simpler way to do it. I miss them. Welcome back to me. But it's just kind of one of those things. So we're gonna go through, press these down. Surprisingly enough, really could have gone up a lot in weight on those, but that's okay. So we're gonna do another set of those. I'll see you on the next exercise because we need to do some lateral raises. We need to build up the side of the shoulder, the most neglected part of the shoulder. Everyone has seen the jokes where they're like, oh, curls, tricep extension, shoulder press, rows, wait, and they're like, oh, where to put it? Please. They're like taking out a weight to do lateral raises with. And it's a little 2-pound weight, and they're like, you know, they're struggling with it. It's funny. So I like to train them. I train them twice a week right now, and it's making a world of difference. So, I mean, maybe appearance-wise, not so much, but it is still pretty early on. I've only done it for a couple weeks now, of getting them twice in a week, hitting them twice a week. Anyway, but I'm getting it in, and it's feeling good. So let's go ahead. I'll see you on lateral raises. All right, I actually don't have a whole lot more time to record on this SIM card. It is almost completely full. So most likely I'll do one set. I already done a set of lateral raises already, but I'll do one set with you. We'll go over the correct cues and everything real quick. That way you can really try to bias the lateral head just a little bit more and really stimulate growth and strength. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get our weight, which I'm gonna use the same weight that I was pressing with. And again, I could pull up the weight. We wanna hinge at the hips, and instead of bring the weight out to the side, which I might do that to kind of work different striations depending on what part of the program I'm in. But as of right now, you kind of want to stick to the scapular plane, which is a little bit more out in front of you, but not straight out in front of you. It's not just, I'll explain more later. Slight hinge, follow the scapular plane. Follow the scapular plane, just like this. Cut that short because again I'm running out of time. So you want to hinge at the hips, nice neutral back because you don't want back problems, kind of like me. And then you want to work within the scapular plane, not out to the side, not out in front of you. So not out in front of you, not out to the side, right in the middle, right in the middle, right there. You know, just somewhere in the middle. So not to the side, not in front of you. Right there, and then up and out, up and out. Now with your arms tucked, because that makes it super easy. Shorter your arms can be, the better, because that's gonna add a lot more resistance the further out you are. Once you start tucking it in, it becomes really easy to do. If you're holding the weight here, and your elbow's going here, you're not lifting anything. But if the weight is distal, the more distal it is, the more force here. Give it a try, let me know what you think. All right, so for this next one, I don't have a whole lot of time to explain it. I just got a couple more minutes on my SD card, which I'm gonna have to make use of because I don't want to stop the video, go clear a whole bunch of space, and then come back and then try to pick up where I left off in the middle of the workout. So today's video is going to be very short, sweet, to the point. So, halo is you're going to grab the weight like this, and you're just going to move around your head in a halo pattern. And of course you're going to go both directions. Really try to get that range of motion in with your shoulders. Go around, down. Go around, down. And then of course you do need to go the other way. You want to focus on control and make sure you're getting as much range of motion as possible. This is great for shoulder health, shoulder mobility, and of course, stability and mobility help create a very strong and healthy, happy shoulder. So, without further ado, guys, thank you for joining me for another video, which I believe today is number 10. So thank you for joining me. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you have a little bit of time. Don't forget to share the channel if you don't mind. It does help a lot. So, if you could, help get this channel out there. Help me reach more people. Let's have fun. And let me know any topics or exercises that you would like me to cover in the future. As always, give me a hug. I'll see you next time. Stay awesome, stay smiling, and we're gonna work on that last part. But thank you again. I'll see you next time.